In this video, I'm going to show you how the depth of cover is set for a storm or sanitary conduit and how you can override that, perhaps to account for the fact that different conduit materials may need different default depths of cover. So in this design file, I've placed 4 manholes. I'll just select one of them and we can see from the properties that it has a ground elevation of 100. We can also see the invert elevation, 98,895 in this case, and the difference between the two is a function of the cells that we use to create the feature definition. If I go to Layout and Place Conduit, I've selected a stormwater concrete feature definition. I'm going to purposely select a large diameter and I'm going to place that conduit. If we now look at the properties of the manhole again, we can see that the invert elevation has been lowered. And that's been lowered because of the conduit. The conduit has a diameter, it also has a wall thickness, and there is also a default design constraint for the depth of cover, and there's the value there. So how would we go about overriding that value for different pipe materials? This default design constraint is going to apply everywhere unless we do something different. So if I go to Explorer and I've browsed through to the feature definition for the conduit, I'm going to right click on that and go to Properties. And one of the properties is the prototype. So I'm going to go to Components, Prototypes, and I'm going to find that conduit prototype and I'm going to display its properties. So in this version, 10.8.1.33, we can say specify local pipe constraint true. And when I change that setting from false to true, I can specify a range of properties that were previously being set by the default design constraint. So I'm going to change this minimum cover to maybe 0.25. So this is the prototype that the stormwater concrete feature definition is using. So now if I go back to Layout, Place Conduit, we'll use the same feature definition and the same diameter and we'll place it between this second pair of manholes. And if we look at the properties for this manhole, we can see that the invert elevation has not been dropped, and that's because we've overridden the depth of cover from the default design constraint by specifying a local design constraint in the prototype for the conduit. So we can use the prototypes for the conduit to set different depths of cover depending on perhaps the material, for example. Another place where this will come into play is where you have feature definitions for open channels, ditches, and there you may well want to set the depth of cover to be 0. If it's measured from the soffit, you want the top of the open channel to be the same as the ground level, so you could do that in the prototype for an open channel conduit, such as this one here, for example. If we look at the properties, again, you see that specify local design constraint or local pipe constraint has been set to true and the cover has been set to 0. So that means that the soffit of the pipe will be at the ground level.